One of the most influential and popular books of the 21st century is 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos by Jorden Peterson. In this book, the author presents a set of 12 rules that he claims can help anyone live a more meaningful and fulfilling life in a chaotic and uncertain world. Peterson is a psychologist and professor who has studied and taught about the human mind and behavior for decades. He uses his expertise and insights to provide readers with a practical and powerful guide for personal growth and transformation. Peterson's 12 rules are based on his understanding of psychology, philosophy, and mythology. He explores the fundamental questions that shape our lives, such as what is the purpose of existence, how to deal with suffering, and how to find happiness and success. He challenges readers to take responsibility for their actions and choices, to seek out challenges and opportunities, and to cultivate positive habits and attitudes. The book is full of examples and stories that illustrate Peterson's points and make them more relatable and engaging. He uses anecdotes from his own life, his clinical practice, and his research to show how his 12 rules can be applied in different situations and contexts. He also draws on various sources of wisdom and knowledge, such as ancient myths, religious texts, scientific studies, and literary works, to support his arguments and enrich his perspective. The book is not only informative but also inspiring and motivational. It encourages readers to take charge of their lives, to pursue their passions and goals, and to strive for excellence and improvement. It also offers hope and optimism for those who are struggling or feeling lost in a complex and changing world. By following Peterson's 12 rules, readers can learn how to create a life that is meaningful, rewarding, and satisfying. Chapter 1: Stand Up Straight with Your Shoulders Back. In the first chapter of 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson starts by discussing the role of dominance hierarchies in human and animal societies. He notes that these hierarchies are a natural part of life and that they have existed for millions of years. He argues that these hierarchies are not only natural but also necessary for the functioning of society. Peterson believes that people can learn a lot from lobsters, which also have a dominance hierarchy. He argues that lobsters and humans share a common ancestor and that we have evolved certain traits, such as the ability to stand upright, as a result. He goes on to explain that the reason why lobsters engage in combat is that they are fighting for a better position in the dominance hierarchy. This, in turn, leads to more mating opportunities and greater reproductive success. Peterson argues that humans are not so different from lobsters in this respect. He notes that when people feel defeated or submissive, their body language changes, and they become less assertive and confident. He also notes that people who feel victorious and dominant tend to have more positive body language, which makes them more attractive to others. According to Peterson, standing up straight with your shoulders back is a powerful way to signal confidence and assertiveness. He notes that this body posture can also have a positive effect on mood and self-esteem. Peterson cites research that shows that people who adopt this posture before a job interview are more likely to get hired than those who don't. Peterson argues that people should not ignore their place in the dominance hierarchy. Instead, they should strive to improve their position through hard work and self-improvement. He notes that this is not a zero-sum game and that everyone can benefit from the pursuit of excellence. Peterson also discusses the importance of being able to say no to people. He notes that many people have difficulty with this because they fear the consequences of rejecting others. However, he argues that saying no can actually be liberating and can lead to greater self-respect and assertiveness. Overall, Peterson's message in this chapter is that people should strive to be confident, assertive, and dominant in their interactions with others. He believes that this can lead to greater success and happiness in life and that it is a natural and necessary part of being human. Chapter 2: Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. In the second chapter of 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson discusses the importance of taking care of oneself. He argues that people often neglect their own needs and desires in favor of helping others, which can lead to resentment and burnout. Peterson believes that people should treat themselves with the same care and attention that they would give to a loved one or a beloved pet. He notes that people often neglect themselves because they do not value their own lives as much as they value the lives of others. This, in turn, can lead to feelings of hopelessness and despair. Peterson argues that people should take responsibility for their own lives and take action to improve their situation. He notes that this can be a difficult and painful process, but it is necessary for growth and development. He suggests that people start by making small changes in their daily routine, such as waking up at the same time every day or cleaning their room. Peterson also discusses the importance of setting goals and working towards them. He notes that people often feel lost and aimless because they do not have a clear sense of what they want to achieve. He suggests that people think about their values and what they want to accomplish in life, and then work towards those goals in a systematic and deliberate way. Peterson also discusses the importance of self-compassion. He notes that people often beat themselves up for their mistakes and shortcomings, which can lead to feelings of shame and guilt. He suggests that people adopt a more forgiving and compassionate attitude towards themselves, and recognize that making mistakes is a natural part of the learning process. Overall, Peterson's message in this chapter is that people should take care of themselves and treat themselves with the same care and attention that they would give to others. He believes that this is necessary for personal growth and development, and that it can lead to greater happiness and fulfillment in life. Chapter 3: Make friends with people who want the best for you. In the third chapter of 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson discusses the importance of social relationships and the impact that other people can have on our lives. He argues that people should surround themselves with friends and loved ones who have their best interests at heart. Peterson notes that people often form relationships based on superficial qualities such as shared interests or hobbies. However, he argues that the most important factor in a relationship is the other person's character and values. He suggests that people should seek out friends who are honest, reliable, and supportive. Peterson also discusses the negative impact that toxic relationships can have on our lives. He notes that some people may be motivated by envy or resentment, and that they may try to bring us down or undermine our success. He suggests that people should be wary of these types of individuals and should avoid forming close relationships with them. Peterson argues that social support is essential for mental and emotional well-being. He notes that people who have strong social networks are less likely to experience depression or anxiety, and are more likely to be successful in their careers and personal lives. Finally, Peterson discusses the importance of reciprocity in relationships. He notes that healthy relationships are based on mutual respect and benefit, and that both parties should be willing to give and receive help and support. He suggests that people should strive to be generous and helpful towards their friends and loved ones, and should be open to receiving help and support in return. Overall, Peterson's message in this chapter is that people should surround themselves with friends and loved ones who have their best interests at heart. He believes that healthy relationships are essential for mental and emotional well-being, and that they can have a positive impact on all aspects of our lives. Chapter 4: Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. In the fourth chapter of 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson discusses the dangers of comparing oneself to others. He argues that people often feel inadequate or insecure because they compare themselves to others who seem more successful or accomplished. Peterson suggests that people should instead focus on their own progress and growth, and compare themselves only to who they were yesterday. Peterson notes that comparing oneself to others can be a never-ending cycle of insecurity and self-doubt. He argues that social media and the internet have made this problem even worse, as people are constantly bombarded with images of other people's seemingly perfect lives and achievements. Peterson suggests that people should instead focus on their own goals and progress. He notes that personal growth is a continuous process, and that it is important to celebrate even small achievements and progress. He argues that comparing oneself to who they were yesterday, rather than to someone else today, allows people to focus on their own growth and development, rather than being distracted by others' achievements. Peterson also discusses the importance of self-discipline and personal responsibility. He notes that personal growth requires hard work and discipline, and that people must take responsibility for their own progress and development. He argues that people must be willing to make sacrifices and endure discomfort in order to achieve their goals. Overall, Peterson's message in this chapter is that people should focus on their own growth and development, rather than comparing themselves to others. He believes that personal growth requires discipline and hard work, and that people must take responsibility for their own progress and development. Chapter 5: Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. In the 5th chapter of 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson discusses the challenges of parenting and the importance of discipline. He argues that children need structure and discipline in order to develop into responsible and well-adjusted adults. Peterson notes that many parents today are reluctant to discipline their children, and instead prioritize their children's happiness and self-esteem. He suggests that this approach is misguided, and that children actually benefit from clear boundaries and consequences. Peterson argues that parents should strive to create a stable and structured environment for their children. He suggests that this includes setting clear rules and expectations, as well as providing consistent consequences for misbehavior. He also suggests that parents should focus on positive reinforcement, and should reward their children for good behavior. Peterson also discusses the importance of teaching children to take responsibility for their actions. He notes that children must learn that their actions have consequences, and that they must be accountable for their mistakes and misbehavior. Finally, Peterson argues that parents must lead by example. He notes that children learn by watching their parents, and that parents must model the behavior they want their children to emulate. He suggests that this includes demonstrating responsibility, discipline, and compassion. Overall, Peterson's message in this chapter is that parents must provide structure and discipline for their children in order to help them develop into responsible and well-adjusted adults. He believes that this requires clear rules and expectations, as well as consistent consequences for misbehavior. He also emphasizes the importance of teaching children to take responsibility for their actions and modeling the behavior they want their children to emulate. Chapter 6: Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. In Chapter 6 of 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson discusses the importance of taking responsibility for one's own life before criticizing others. He argues that individuals must first establish order in their own lives before they can work to improve the world around them. Peterson suggests that people often focus on external problems and injustices, rather than working to improve themselves. He notes that this approach is often futile, as individuals cannot control the world around them. Instead, he suggests that people should focus on what they can control, which is their own thoughts and actions. Peterson argues that individuals must first take responsibility for their own lives, and work to establish order and stability within themselves. He suggests that this includes establishing clear goals and priorities, as well as organizing one's physical space and daily routine. Peterson also discusses the importance of facing one's own flaws and mistakes. He notes that individuals must be willing to acknowledge and address their own shortcomings in order to grow and improve. Once individuals have established order in their own lives, Peterson argues that they can then work to improve the world around them. He suggests that this includes working to help others and making positive changes in one's community. Overall, Peterson's message in this chapter is that individuals must first take responsibility for their own lives before criticizing the world around them. He emphasizes the importance of establishing order and stability within oneself, and facing one's own flaws and mistakes in order to grow and improve. He suggests that individuals can then work to make positive changes in their communities and the world. Chapter 7: Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. In Chapter 7 of 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson discusses the importance of pursuing meaning in one's life. He argues that individuals should prioritize what is meaningful, rather than what is expedient or easy. Peterson suggests that many individuals today are focused on achieving immediate pleasure and gratification, rather than pursuing long-term goals and meaningful experiences. He argues that this approach can lead to a sense of emptiness and purposelessness in one's life. Peterson suggests that individuals should instead focus on pursuing what is meaningful, even if it requires sacrifice and hard work. He notes that meaning is not something that can be obtained easily, and that it often requires individuals to confront difficult challenges and overcome obstacles. Peterson also discusses the importance of personal values and beliefs in pursuing meaning. He suggests that individuals must have a sense of purpose and direction in their lives, and that this requires a clear understanding of one's own values and beliefs. Finally, Peterson argues that pursuing what is meaningful is not only important for the individual, but also for society as a whole. He suggests that individuals who pursue meaningful goals and experiences are more likely to make positive contributions to their communities and the world. Overall, Peterson's message in this chapter is that individuals should prioritize what is meaningful in their lives, even if it requires sacrifice and hard work. He emphasizes the importance of personal values and beliefs in pursuing meaning, and suggests that this is not only important for the individual, but also for society as a whole. Chapter 8, Tell the Truth, or, at least, Don't Lie. In Chapter 8 of 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson discusses the importance of telling the truth. He argues that honesty and integrity are fundamental virtues that are essential for a meaningful and fulfilling life. Peterson suggests that lying is a destructive force that can have serious consequences for both the liar and those around them. He notes that lying can erode trust, damage relationships, and lead to a sense of guilt and shame. Peterson emphasizes that telling the truth requires more than just avoiding lies. He suggests that individuals must also be willing to confront uncomfortable truths about themselves and the world around them. This includes acknowledging their own flaws and mistakes, as well as facing difficult realities such as suffering and mortality. Peterson also discusses the role of language in telling the truth. He suggests that language is not only a tool for communication, but also a means of shaping and perceiving reality. He argues that the words we use can have a powerful impact on how we see ourselves and the world, and that using precise and truthful language is essential for personal growth and social progress. Overall, Peterson's message in this chapter is that telling the truth is a fundamental virtue that is essential for personal and social well-being. He emphasizes the importance of honesty and integrity, and suggests that individuals must be willing to confront uncomfortable truths about themselves and the world around them in order to live a meaningful and fulfilling life. Chapter 9, Assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. In Chapter 9 of 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson discusses the importance of listening to others with an open mind. He argues that assuming that others might know something we don't is essential for personal growth and intellectual progress. Peterson suggests that many individuals are quick to dismiss the ideas and opinions of others without giving them a fair hearing. He notes that this approach can lead to closed-mindedness and intellectual stagnation. Peterson argues that assuming that others might know something we don't requires humility and a willingness to learn. He suggests that individuals must be willing to set aside their own preconceptions and biases in order to truly listen to others. Peterson also discusses the importance of dialogue and debate in intellectual progress. He suggests that engaging in honest and respectful dialogue with those who hold different perspectives can help individuals to refine and clarify their own ideas, and to gain a deeper understanding of the world around them. Finally, Peterson emphasizes that listening to others with an open mind is not only important for personal growth, but also for social progress. He suggests that learning from others can help to bridge cultural and ideological divides, and to promote greater understanding and cooperation among individuals and communities. Overall, Peterson's message in this chapter is that assuming that others might know something we don't is essential for personal and intellectual growth. He emphasizes the importance of listening to others with an open mind, engaging in honest and respectful dialogue, and learning from those who hold different perspectives. Chapter 10. Be precise in your speech. In Chapter 10 of 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson discusses the importance of being precise in one's speech. He argues that using precise language is essential for clear communication, accurate thinking, and personal growth. Peterson suggests that imprecise language can lead to confusion and misunderstanding, and can limit one's ability to think critically and accurately. He notes that using vague or abstract language can obscure important details and nuances, and can make it difficult to understand complex ideas and arguments. Peterson also emphasizes that using precise language is essential for personal growth and development. He suggests that individuals must be willing to confront uncomfortable truths about themselves and the world around them, and that using precise language is a necessary tool for this process. Peterson notes that precise language can also help individuals to articulate their thoughts and feelings more clearly, and to communicate more effectively with others. He suggests that using precise language can help to build trust and understanding in relationships, and can promote greater harmony and cooperation among individuals and communities. Finally, Peterson emphasizes that using precise language is not only important for personal growth, but also for social progress. He suggests that precise language can help to clarify and refine important social and political issues, and can promote greater understanding and cooperation among diverse groups and communities. Overall, Peterson's message in this chapter is that being precise in one's speech is essential for clear communication, accurate thinking, and personal and social progress. He emphasizes the importance of using precise language to confront uncomfortable truths, articulate thoughts and feelings, and build trust and understanding in relationships. Chapter 11. Do not bother children when they are skateboarding. In Chapter 11 of 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson discusses the importance of allowing children to engage in risky and challenging activities, such as skateboarding. He argues that these activities can help children to develop confidence, courage, and resilience, and that overly protective parenting can hinder children's development. Peterson suggests that children need to be allowed to take risks and make mistakes in order to develop a sense of personal responsibility and self-reliance. He notes that overly protective parenting can lead to children becoming anxious and dependent, and can prevent them from developing the skills and qualities they need to succeed in life. Peterson also emphasizes that children need to be allowed to pursue their own interests and passions, rather than being forced into activities or pursuits that do not interest them. He suggests that this can help children to develop a sense of purpose and meaning, and can promote greater engagement and enthusiasm in their lives. Peterson notes that allowing children to engage in risky activities like skateboarding can also help them to develop physical and mental toughness, as well as a sense of adventure and exploration. He suggests that these qualities can be essential for success in many areas of life, and that overly protective parenting can prevent children from developing them. Finally, Peterson emphasizes that parents need to strike a balance between protecting their children from harm and allowing them to engage in risky and challenging activities. He suggests that this balance will be different for every child, and that parents must use their judgment and intuition to determine what is best for their own children. Overall, Peterson's message in this chapter is that allowing children to engage in risky and challenging activities is essential for their development and growth. He emphasizes the importance of developing a sense of personal responsibility and self-reliance, pursuing one's own interests and passions, and developing physical and mental toughness and resilience. He also emphasizes the importance of finding a balance between protection and risk-taking, and encourages parents to use their judgment and intuition to guide their parenting decisions. Chapter 12. Pet a cat when you encounter one on the street. In Chapter 12 of 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson discusses the importance of finding moments of joy and meaning in the midst of life's challenges and struggles. He suggests that even small acts of kindness and connection, such as petting a cat on the street, can help to bring a sense of joy and purpose to one's life. Peterson notes that life is often difficult and challenging, and that it can be easy to become overwhelmed and lost in the midst of these struggles. He suggests that finding small moments of joy and connection can help to bring balance and perspective to one's life, and can provide a sense of meaning and purpose even in the darkest of times. Peterson also emphasizes the importance of paying attention to the present moment, and of being fully present in one's experiences. He suggests that this can help to deepen one's sense of connection and engagement with the world around them, and can help to foster a sense of gratitude and appreciation for the small joys and blessings in one's life. Finally, Peterson notes that acts of kindness and connection can also have a positive impact on the world around us. He suggests that small acts of kindness and compassion can ripple outwards and create positive change in the lives of others, and can help to build a more compassionate and connected society. Overall, Peterson's message in this chapter is that finding moments of joy and connection in the midst of life's struggles is essential for maintaining a sense of balance and perspective. He emphasizes the importance of being fully present in one's experiences, and of paying attention to the small joys and blessings in one's life. He also emphasizes the power of small acts of kindness and compassion, and suggests that these acts can have a positive impact not only on our own lives, but on the world around us as well.